This is Belkin's UltraCharge Pro. It is a 3-in-1 magnetic charging dock, and I will let you know right off the bat, this is not a sponsored video. I paid for this with my own money. This is not cheap. It comes in at $129.99. Do I recommend it? Let's cut to the chase. Yes, I do, with one thing that you really need to be aware of here that could be a deal breaker for some, and we'll talk through that as we go through this video. Now, what's so special about this? Well, besides the actual product feeling substantial in the hand and high quality, which I'll show you in a moment, it is designed and made for your iPhone, your Apple Watch, your AirPods to charge all three devices at the same time. It's one of the first that incorporates Qi2 at 25 watts. So this is going to give you near the speeds of a wired charging solution. So you're going to get a fast charge of about 0 to 25 or 0 to 50% in about 25 minutes. It also has a built-in fan that's going to reduce heat. They call it active cooling technology, and that's important because not only do we know that consistent heat on your battery is going to ultimately reduce the life of it over time, so this helps with that, but it also helps with the overall speed of charge because when a battery heats up, the charging typically slows down. And I can say that after using this for a few days now, I find my phone not to be warm after using this with the fan on. So that's a really, really good thing. Now, this comes in a couple of different colors. I picked mine up in charcoal, although you can buy it in sand, which is kind of like an off-white color. Belkin does have a 2-year warranty on this. So that's really nice because they're good about replacing things if things break or become defective. And I've dealt with them before, and I can attest that that is the case. They're really good. As long as you register the product online, you can see what comes in the box. I'm not fully going to unbox this for you. I will say that there are some instructions inside of the box, just real simple stuff. I've already been using this, so it's not going to be super pretty for you, not cleaned up in any way, shape, or form, but you get a good idea of what it's going to look like after a few days of use. This is the charging brick that you get in the box. It's actually really small, 45 watts, USB-C on this end. There is some fingerprints that'll show there, but typically this plugs into the wall. So it's really not an issue. It's not something you're going to be staring at per se. You're also going to get a USB-C to USB-C cable that is braided, so that's nice. One end goes into the brick that you see right here, or the cube, and the other is going to go into the charger itself. So let's take a look at that charger, and I will mention this is pretty substantial. It's got some nice weight to it. As you take a look at the bottom, we've got these rubber footers all the way around so that it's not going to slip and slide on your desk or anything like that. We've got that area to plug in USB-C that the other end goes into the cube that powers this thing up. We've got a switch. Down is off, up is on, and that is for the active technology fan that I'll show you in a moment. So I find that I always leave that on and let the fan do its thing based upon the temperature. Right here is where you're going to put your AirPods to charge up. There is a small light that will turn on. I will say that's not bright. It's not going to keep you up at night. So that's a good thing. We also have your Apple Watch area right here. And I'm going to show you how everything works in just a moment here. So Apple Watch sits right there. That is not foldable or anything. It just comes as it is. And you can see right here, this is where you're going to attach your phone. Now you can attach it just like this, or you can stand this all the way up and go into like a nightstand mode. Here is where the fan is. And you can see right there, and I'm going to try to let you hear this fan in a moment because I have some reservations and some issues with sound on this. There's a lot of YouTubers out there right now that are saying this thing is silent. And unless I have a defective one, which I highly doubt, I don't know that they're fully testing it with the 17 Pro Max, because when I put my 16 Pro Max on this, the fan stays really low and really quiet. Put my 17 Pro Max on it, and the fan can sometimes spin up, sometimes spin down, and when it spins up, you're going to hear a high-pitched whine. It's not super loud. Maybe I just have sensitive ears, but I can hear it from across my room when nothing else is on. So if you're trying to sleep and your battery's low and you need to fast charge and you want to have the fan on, you're going to hear it. Now, I will say when you reach capacity of charging, the fan then spins down. It doesn't shut off. It stays on all night. In my instance, I can hear it. when I put my ear up to it. But if I'm sleeping, once it's spun down, you're not going to hear it. So sound could be an issue for those of you who are super sensitive. And I'll try to give you a sample here in just a moment. This is all chrome and it's metal and it feels substantial. It is going to show fingerprinting, as you'll see right there. But let's go ahead and plug this in. I'll show you how everything connects, and then I'll try to give you a sample of the audio that I was talking about. So here is my iPhone 17 Pro Max. It is on the charger. It's a nightstand mode, and it is charging right now. Let's go ahead and pop the Apple Watch on, and you'll see that that also engages charging. That's an Apple Watch Series 2. And then as we put my AirPods on, those are also charging. So we have all three devices that are charging at the same time. Now, of course, you can turn and go this way. You can adjust it and move it straight up and down and charge this way if you'd like. But you do need to hold on to the phone, otherwise it will fall. There's a look at that light that I was talking about, and it really is not obtrusive, so you're not going to have issues sleeping at night or anything like that. But I want you to listen to this sound and see if you can catch it. And that's what I'm talking about. So when it spins up like that, you potentially are going to hear that. Now that fan engages and disengages when you attach a phone to it. And the thing that I find interesting is when I attach my iPhone 16 Pro Max, I've not heard the fan kick up to such high levels like I hear with the 17 Pro Max. So it's really silent in that regard. And so that leads me to believe, if some of the other reviews that I've seen of this, if people really haven't tested this yet with the 17 Pro Max, because in my experience, if you're using it with the 16 Pro Max, it is silent. And maybe it has something to do with Qi2. It'll take a moment or two, but that fan is going to kick up again, and we'll hear it at least until it reaches an adequate temperature and charging rate, to which point it will throttle back down. Right now it's throttled down, but have a listen. And I'm going to keep the mic there to see if you can hear the throttling up as it occurs. It just throttled up. It's on medium, or what I perceive to be medium. And it just throttled up again to high. So you get an idea for the different levels of sound this is going to generate. And in all fairness, I do want you to keep in mind that's a mic directly to the back of the fan. So it is going to be louder than what you're going to hear. And I would encourage you to listen with headphones, but at the same time, I will tell you, in my room with nothing else on, when the fan spins up to its highest point, I hear the high-pitched whine. So that's been your look at the Belkin UltraCharge Pro. I do recommend it. It is expensive, but I consider it a premium product, and it has a 2-year warranty, which is definitely worth its value there. Although the only concern I have is if you are going to be charging, especially fast charging overnight, and you want to use the fan, just be aware if you have sensitive hearing, you're going to hear it when it throttles up. Once it throttles down, it's really a non-issue. Of course, the way around that is to turn off the fan, but then you're not getting that added benefit of reducing the heat. So again, I do recommend it. It is pricey, but it is quality. Just be aware of that sound issue. Hey, if you like the video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe for even more content, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.